the very beginning. I found my homie and my best friend.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back to Tea Talk with Bronson and Jazz, where we come, every Monday morning, start the week off right with a little positivity, a little motivation, just good vibes, start off on the right foot, As you can see a little bit, it's not sunny today. It's a little chilly too.
It's a little cold out here.
Good thing we got this warm tea though.
Yeah, it's coming in handy, so I'm gonna be sipping a lot this video.
Yeah. How are you today? How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good. I slept well. I slept a lot yesterday, caught up on some rest. I feel good today, energized.
Okay.
How about you?
I feel good too, man. I'm glad to be alive.
Rested.
I'm glad we made it to another week.
It's a blessing in itself.
Time to attack the week, But yeah, let's get straight to it. This week we have another message from another inspiring motivational speaker.
Oh, great.
My brother, my blood brother, I don't call people my brother. They my brother, you feel me? My brother.
Real brother.
Yeah. Geremy Hill, he always gives me good words of, motivation and good advice. So I asked him to bless our channel with a little,
that's exciting.
The little message, whatever is on his mind. So let's hear what he has to say.
Yo, what's good, Bronson and Jazz? Thank you for allowing me to be on this week's episode of Monday Tea Talk. I guess today what I would like to talk to everybody about is just the power of influence, and keeping in mind that regardless of how much you try, us as human beings are naturally influenced by other people and environments that we get into. So I know sometimes we may have friends, we may have family, acquaintances that do things that we do or that we don't do, and we think that we're smart enough to be able to say, oh no, it's okay, I'm aware, I won't pick up this behavior, but it's automatic. One example I use is if you move to a different region, a different part of the country, you slowly pick up an accent. So you move to the south, you pick up a southern accent. You move up north, you pick up a northern accent. So that's just one example of just being influenced of the people around you. If you hang around people who travel a lot, you'll most likely start to travel more. One example I can give for myself right now is my family is watching a lot of movies on Amazon Prime, Netflix. So lately I've been watching more movies than I have in recent history. So just try to be aware of who you're around and what things you could be picking up from them that might not be in your best interest. So I'm sure you're familiar with Jim Rohn, the great Jim Rohn, but he has 3 questions that he asks in terms of just association, who you're around. And those 3 questions are: number 1, who am I around? Number 2, what are they doing to me? And number 3, is that okay? So I'll repeat those. Number 1, who am I around? Number 2, what are they doing to me? And number 3, is that okay? So just a couple questions for you guys to ponder. I hope everybody's having a great Monday so far, and let's keep it up. Once again, thank you, Bronson and Jazz. Keep up the channel. I like the work y'all doing. I'm going to keep supporting y'all. Just keep kicking them videos out. I'd like to see a mukbang sometime soon also. Have a good day.
I be trying to tell him, let's do some mukbangs. You be hating on the mukbang
First
video.
things first, thanks for the message,
Yes,
Geremy.
thank you.
Second things first, you said influence. You feel me? The mukbangs, they start to influence our bodies. Check out the old videos and see how we started to look.
Little chubby chub.
Most mukbangers be kind of, but we definitely want to get a mukbang out. We trying to schedule one with our, our schedule and our diet,
Yeah.
So we gonna get one soon though, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what did you get from that message?
Man, I got a lot from that message too. Thank you, Germ, for sending in a message for us. Man, honestly, me and my dad was just talking about this like in the last couple of days, and it's just honestly, me and Bronson was talking about it too, like how our thoughts and stuff influence our behavior. So like you said, it's not like we don't realize how sensitive we are to picking up, other vibes, how influenced that we can be. I'm reading a book right now. I'll link it down in the description, called Psychology of Persuasion. And it talks a lot about different psychology principles and how, people can use them to influence us and persuade us, to do certain things, to think certain things. And like he said, I just think it's important to, really be intentional about the company that we keep, and really be, always aware of like who they are and what they bring into the table for us, and how they influence in our lives and encouraging to do stuff or to not do stuff. And yeah, that was a pretty good message. I was just talking about this like on my Bible app. We was talking about how the devil is always around, always trying to influence you, trying to take you off your path, trying to get you thinking. It's important to like equip yourself with things that God tell you, positive thoughts. So when them opportunities come and people try to steer you off track, make sure that you equipped and ready to say like, nah, this is what I stand for, this is who I am, and kind of use that so you don't be influenced by the devil and stuff, because he be out here.
Yeah, I agree. One of the most important things I got for the message is like, even when you think that you are aware, you still can be influenced,
Yeah,
so that's why it's crucial to have, make sure you got the right people around you. So even when you aren't all the way aware of what's going on, you got like a good team, a good surrounding, and also social media. Social media is a big influence too, you feel me, especially right now. We kind of in quarantine still, so I don't really see anybody but Jasmine. I'll get to that in a second, but like, so you have to make sure you like watching the right stuff, making sure you on Facebook, on Twitter, like them statuses and the people that's your friends, the people that you follow, like they influencing you too. So sometimes I really have to take breaks from social media, making sure I'm not indulging in the wrong stuff all the time, making sure I'm not following like the wrong people, And also, and like I said, Jasmine, your relationship too, you feel me? So really, Jasmine is one of the biggest influences for
We're
me.
around each other a lot.
We're around each other all the time. So I think, that's a big factor when it comes to, dating somebody, your significant other. Like, what are they making you think? What are they making you do? You feel me? And that can kind of like tell you what type of influence they are,
Yeah. And I have to say, like you said, Bronson has a huge influence on me, in our relationship. He, motivate me, inspire me to, take care of myself, take care of my body, create, good habits, better habits. And I think that's important to have, whether that's in your friends, whether that's in what you reading, what you watching, and also to touch on the social media thing. We spend a lot of hours on social media, and you don't realize how those images, just something like you read and affect you. And like you said, even when it affects you, but you still taking it in, you can't filter all that out all the time, no matter how much you try. You might be listening to certain music and start cussing more, or you might watch certain things, and it just change how you act. Like, I remember when I was younger, I used to watch Bad Girls Club all the time. Like, I loved that show. But then, like, I started noticing, like, little behaviors in myself, and I get to saying little stuff that they was saying, you just susceptible to everything that you're around and what you take in. So I think it's important, like I said before, to be intentional, your environment and the space that you keep in, and also, your time and what you investing in. Like in the morning, maybe the first thing you shouldn't do is like jump on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, because you don't know, you can't really filter out what people are saying and the things that you're reading. By the time you already be like, oh, I don't want to see that, I don't want to watch that, you done already took it in, you done already seen it, you done already read it, and you just don't know how that's going to influence you and kind of set your day up.
It's funny because Jim Rome, he talks about the power of influence. I'm paraphrasing, but he talks about like you might spend like 30 minutes on your like app or like for like religious and stuff like that, but 3 hours on social media, so you got to make sure you balancing stuff out, because in the long run, the social media will be far outbalanced than what you spending towards religion or self-growth, that's why I like to do these tea talks. You know, like we do different stuff on this channel. Make sure y'all subscribe. You know, but at the same time, you know, I want to make sure like we are technically our social media influencers.
Right.
You know, that's the title that you get. You know, so just making sure that we give out a good message with these tea talks. You know, with our relationship as opposed to like drama or like, you know, just negativity, like, you know, and that's what people like too. So you have to you have to be deliberate, you know, and you know, switch it up sometimes, you know. Even with friends, you know, luckily I got a good variety of friends, you know, so some are better influences than others, but luckily I'm not like, you know, we stay in California, like, so I'm not around, I'm not around people as much as I used to be, like in college or high school or when I lived, you know, in our hometown, you know. So that's a good thing, just being out here, and also how he said like the accent and stuff, like just we always talk about just being out here is like I'm influenced by the people out here, just the energy, and like the work ethic, and like everybody everybody doing something out here, you know. You see a lot of like social media influencers, a lot of YouTubers out here. People
like vlogging.
The other week, me and Jasmine had our camera and we brought it in the store, and the dude was like, "You guys vloggers?" Like, yeah, you know. But it's just common. He was a worker, like he didn't care, you know. It's just common out here, just what it is, you know. So I think, you know, where you live can really influence you, you know, for the better, for the worse, you know. You can get stuck in like a rut or like that of your city or whatever's going on, or you can be somewhere that's going to motivate you and get you going and push you. You know?
Exactly. And you touched on like, you know, being social media influencers, but I think we all have an influence. So that's another thing, is being conscious. You know, if I follow you or you my friend on Facebook, I'm seeing what you're saying and you influencing me. So I think that's important to be, you know, very careful of what you putting out in the world, and the energy that you putting out into, you know, social media, because you influencing your friends and your family. And so that means if you putting out positive energy, if you putting out good stuff, then, you know, you influencing them in a good way too, you know.
And you should get it back too, you know.
And I don't care how big your following is. I don't care, like, even in your circle, in your home, I think it's important to, you know, always, you know, keep yourself held to like a certain standard, because people are watching you. Kids are watching you. Your family is watching you. Like Germ said, even if you watching a movie, it's like, dang, like I might start watching. My dad said this movie was good. Like, let me check it out. You know, like
it's funny. I noticed that on Facebook. I was like, everybody on Facebook talk about the same shows and the same movies. Like,
and I be influenced by it. Like,
And sometimes I'll like, let me check this out. And I won't even like it. Like, why everybody like this? But like, they influence me just to go check it out and click on it.
You know? Exactly. So no matter how big, you can have no following. Like, it's people around you. It's coworkers. It's family, it's friends, it's your nieces, nephews, kids. They are watching you, and it's important to, you know, just put something good out into the world. Me and Bronson was talking about family, or like people arguing and stuff in your household, and I was just thinking, you know, I work with kids and how susceptible that they are. Like, even some stuff I say like, oh, that's okay, or something, like they'll end up mocking me or mimicking me, just, and I'm seeing them through a screen because I'm doing telehealth via Zoom. So like, they'll start imitating me and the stuff I'm saying, and it's like, wow, you really got to be aware, especially with children, but with everybody, just like what you saying and what you doing, because they pick up on that, you know, whether you like it or not. I say little stuff Bronson say. I have some of his little mannerisms sometimes, and it's just from being around him, and I didn't consciously just start doing it. It's just the influence that he have from being around.
Like you said, like you can't really fight it, really. So you gotta make sure it's the right influence, you know. And like he said, like same with, you know, friends and stuff, and it's funny, like I can have like a perception about me, you know what I mean? Like, Bronson is this, Bronson funny, good, but that's the energy people gonna always come to me with, you know. And it's funny because the other week I had a friend send me a meme, you know, just like a little meme, but it was just kind of like, it wasn't what I was on, you feel me? So I just didn't even reply, because it's like, you know, I'm kind of like setting the tone, like, you know what I mean? Like
that's not what I'm on. So
like the old me would have reacted to it, fed into it, or said something back, but I didn't reply, because it's like, why you send me this? You feel me? Like, I ain't even on that. I'm trying to be on this. Like, you just sent me this, so I'm not even gonna reply to this. So you kind of know, you know. And like, that's the influence, you know. Hopefully that was an influence on them, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, so and just even having Geremy on our channel, on our show, and my friend Marcus, that's an influence. Hopefully we influence them and they influence us. So that just shows you right there, just the power of influence, and just the type of friends and family that we have around us. So if y'all want to influence us for some positivity, feel free to comment below, feel free to send us a video like we asked, and it's funny because the only people I ever talked about this T-Talk with that ever mentioned it to me is Geremy and Marcus.
Wow.
And they've been on this show, so that kind of shows what they own, or that shows their mindset in general, that they even watch, or even would be willing to come on and ask them something, as opposed to someone who's never mentioned it to me and haven't added as much positivity or motivation to us or to my life.
And I think it's all too energy, it's like transferring good energy, transferring good habits and good influence. Like I feel like we all we all have a vibe, we all have something around us, and it influence people around us. If Bronson wake up, he don't, but if he wake up sad or something like that, that's gonna influence my type of energy. If he wake up like he ready to go, that's gonna influence me too. If I'm all drowsy and sad, but he listening to music and stuff, I might pep up a little bit or something, get a little more happy. And it's all just energy and the vibes and the people that we keep around us. So it's just be aware of who you around, and he said, is it okay what they putting into you? Is it okay how they influencing you?
You gotta be honest. You gotta be honest and objective too. And if it's not okay, you gotta make them cuts, because they gonna influence you for something that's not good or not beneficial for your life. For your goals and your vision of your life. If you really want to get there, you gotta do those things.
Right, and really have an understanding of what you okay with too. You know what I mean? You might think oh, she cool and stuff, we do this and that, but that's not, some stuff is just not okay. So be aware of what you value and what's important to you, because you are the people that you hang around. You know what I'm saying? And
you might think this might be they cool, or no, cause I don't have friends. I go back home, grandpa, bro, why you hang out with what was you doing with so and so and so and so?
Right.
Are you cool or something? But that ain't,
you can be cool, everybody.
But from afar, you don't want to be what are they adding to your life that's positive?
Exactly.
Are they putting you in a better place in life? And stuff like that. Like
or
you said,
a worse place.
Yeah, right. So just trying to be conscious. And a funny story is the other week I had I had asked Jasmine, did she want to go grocery shopping? She was like, nah. So I'm gonna get my own stuff this week. I'm like, all right, cool. So I went, right, and I come back and she helped me put my groceries up. So the next thing I know, she over here looking up diets and healthy stuff, because I have bought a lot of healthy stuff, but I never mentioned to her what I never mentioned I'm about to be eating healthy and stuff this week.
Right.
But she just seen my groceries and stuff, and next thing I know, she's searching stuff, and she come to me saying stuff about healthy eating. So I'm I never even said nothing to you, but just the fact that you seen it,
Right. And it did influence me a little bit more of the diet that I was choosing to eat, but it was random because I had looked that up 2 days prior to us going to the grocery store.
Okay.
I hadn't fully made a list, but I had the tab pulled up on my thing. So sometimes you have tabs pulled up and you never go back to them or something, but maybe it influenced me to go back and check out the diet I was reading. About it was just a woman's protein, toning diet and stuff, and it was similar to what Bronson was eating. So I'm okay, cool. He eating like that, I'm trying to eat a little different too. But he didn't even say nothing to me. Just me being influenced by what he got in the bags. Me
and
seeing
it's funny.
what's this?
It's funny because you might see I ain't gonna say fat, or if the husband overweight, a lot of times the wife is overweight, or if the mom overweight, a lot of times the kids are overweight. You feel me? And that just shows the influence of just diet, or just the mindset of self-control and eating and nutrition.
Discipline.
A lot of people say I'm big boned, or it's genetics. That influence might be genetics, but anybody can be in shape or have whatever body that you want. But a lot of times we are influenced by people that we live with. Yeah. So you got to be conscious and really make the right choices, and hopefully they don't influence you for the worse, or don't let them. You know, it might be times where Jasmine might try to influence me for the worse, or I might try to influence her for the worse. Like, you can eat that, like, don't eat that, like small stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's not even like intentional on their part, like they want you to be, eat bad, or they want you to get fat. It could be, but like sometimes it's just like they think that that's okay, know, but that might not be a good influence and may not be what you need, you know.
Or like with them, it might go against your vision of yourself or what you want at the time, So keep that in mind with your significant others, man. Make sure you a good influence on them, whether it's your diet, your positivity,
what you saying to them,
your love, making sure you just building them up in all aspects.
It's funny that you mentioned the groceries, because I looked at, he bought some oatmeal, and it was like the old-fashioned oats or whatever, and we had already had some oatmeal, and I was like looking at it like, I already knew in my head like old-fashioned oats was better than like the quick ones or whatever like that, but I had just went with whatever you was buying,
Right.
And so when I seen he switched it up, I was like, okay, cool, like we going back to this, and it kind of just influenced me to something that I already knew, but to apply it, like, and it's like, I had got away from that. But
right, it's funny not to be on food, but like I never really ate Doritos, but like when me and Jasmine started living together, she liked nacho Doritos, so I started to like nacho Doritos.
And I was influenced by my dad, because my dad loved nacho cheese Doritos, and they used to hit all the time. So like when Bronson was with it too,
I don't really never bought plain nacho Doritos, but like they're pretty good. Like, let's keep buying them, Next thing you know,
it was on our list
Doritos.
every week. We had a big family size bag. We were probably eating probably 2 days or something crazy.
And the same, like what Sam, it's the same with mukbangs, like we went through like a phase where we was doing it every week, and it's kind of, we wanted to build our channel, but at the same time, health-wise, it wasn't as good. So like Jasmine would be like, let's do mukbangs, and Geremy be like, yeah, y'all should do mukbangs. I see y'all doing mukbangs, keep it up. But my older brother Geremy, he'd be saying like, I seen y'all like doing a mukbang, like you eating bad, you know what I mean? Like he's saying the other way.
He was like, it's only one time a week.
Yeah, but he was telling me, something different, like about nutrition and about health wise, or like y'all trying them candies and all this stuff. But I'm thinking like that, like it's just once a week or but it adds up.
And Bronson influenced me saying like, we only eat this like one time and stuff.
It's only once a week. We eat out right during the week, but you gotta be
healthy. You
gotta be consistent on whatever, so just keep that in mind too, being consistent in your diet, or being consistent and having good people around you, you can't just have good people around you every once in a while. You gotta have them around you all the time to really to see a change,
So yes, thank you, Geremy, for blessing us with your message. That was a good one. Let's put up the 3 questions that he left us to ponder with.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it up.
And really think about those, and apply that to your life. Write it down. I'm gonna answer those questions myself and really see how I'm being influenced, and if I'm okay with that, and really monitor who I'm around and who I'm talking to and who I'm talking to on the phone for hours and hours.
What I'm watching, what I'm seeing on social media, what I'm listening to,
Right. And really make them changes, even who you follow. Maybe unfollow some people who you notice just always posting negative stuff, and follow some more inspirational, more motivational people.
Subscribe to us. You feel me? We gonna give y'all some bad influence and some good
influence. We'll give you a little balance. But make sure y'all take action this week, and really maybe make some changes with what you taking in and what you thinking, and really monitor your thoughts and how you being influenced by the people, by what you reading, by what you seeing, and make some changes to better yourself. At the end of the day, that's what it's really about.
And if you like, if you like the message from Geremy, comment below, let them know.
Thank you.
Tell them to send us another one. Tell them to start the YouTube up to give us some motivation every day.
Right.
Hope y'all like this video. If y'all did, give it a thumbs up. If y'all like us, give us a subscribe. You feel me? But other than that, man, be influenced by the right people this week. And make the right choices and make a couple cuts if you need to. But so we hope y'all have a great week. Until then, we see y'all in our next video.
Bye, y'all.